We find ourselves at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Carolina Panthers. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. First carry now for Kareem Hunt, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Jameis to throw it. Pass complete to his receiver, Godwin. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
To throw is Winston. Open man is Godwin. It's complete. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Winston to Godwin on the connection there for a Tampa Bay first. First down, Winston. And this is incomplete. He was looking for Chris Godwin that time. And it's 2nd down. You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. And now Winston wants to talk this one over as they'll take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Ready? Flag, we'll do that.
On 3rd down, Winston. Airing this one out for Evans. And that will be incomplete.
But one thing's for sure, when you get a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. And he gets it away, and it's a laser headed for the sidelines. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
Mike 51. Give me that ball, defense.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Levante David in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Second and 11 at the 9-yard line.
After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. Jackson. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Here we go. Get the flag. Let's do it. Big series right here. We got to step it up.
Now the first carry here for Todd Gurley.
He's crazy.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4.
Get that ball. Get that ball. Watch the ship. Watch the ship.
Naeem Hines, his first carry. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front and linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Two first downs have them up to the 41 now for 1st and 10.
Right here, right here. Kill, come on. Check safety, check safety. Go. Slam. Hey, check. Motion out of the backfield. Motion out of the backfield. Let it go.
Jackson now. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Levante David has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Jackson. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Now whistles here, and it looks like we've got a Panther that's having some difficulty down there getting up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Bang. 6 guys. Check 6. 80 weapons. Watch out. Watch out. Check nickel. You go tight. No, tight. You got tight right there. Get him on.
Gurley. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12. And a nice little broken tackle run there by Todd Gurley, the 10th pick in the 2015 draft.
And that's what you get with him, that full package of speed, power, able to catch the ball in the backfield. Many people doubted him coming out because of the knee injury in college. They're seeing the full Todd Gurley now, and it hurts.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Rush in. Check 30. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Alert 3. Yeah. Check 15.
Here's Gurley. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. It's a Panthers first down, 17 yards on the play. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
A lot of attention paid this week in practice to red zone offense. The coach was optimistic about how it went. We'll see. On first down, it's Gurley. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run pass option. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now Winston. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down.
It's a nice completion and a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And some room to roam now. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. A big run there, 29 yards and a first. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
Now Winston under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down, and he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Ready, flag 22. Watch the flag, watch the flag, watch the flag. Watch the flag, motion, flag. Check it out, Green. Green, 17.
They go back to the ground, this time Barber. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
Luke Kuechly combines speed, intelligence, toughness, puts it all together. It makes plays like one we just saw there. He may not be a big-time blitzer, but boy, he knows how to pursue straight ahead and make plays in the run game. Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And coming up on their second drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice, that it all came together. But I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room in pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
At the 42-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Watch the slant, watch the slant. Check 24, check 24. 22, check, cover. 22, check, cover. That's a what? Check 3.
Complete out to Samuel on the quick throw. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
Complete to Curtis Samuel. A gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd and 10.
Pick the edge, pick the edge. Come. Check. Fresno.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And that is incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation. And there, the defense won the battle. Could not have thrown that out there any better. When the ball hit the ground, I thought it might go into the end zone the way it was angling, but perfectly jutting out at the 1.
You think maybe what we saw in practice came into play there? You know, he put those big cans down on the sideline and angled for him and shot for him. Looks like it worked out pretty well for him, too.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And after the punt, they have a long way to go if they want to tie this football game.
And when you say a long way to go, you mean the full 99 yards backed up almost as far as you can be. And they also have to be aware that the defense is going to come after them. A lot of defenses will blitz and attack in this situation, hoping to cause a little bit of havoc.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Check.
Out of his end zone, Winston. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd down.
The goal of anyone running a curl route is to make sure you try and get defenders on your back and shield them away from the football. But sometimes even when you run a good route, the defense finds a way to knock it away.
The Bucs on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. On 3rd down, here's Hunt. And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense off the offense, now it's their turn to take it downfield.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Let's go. Check two out. Check three. Check three. Check three. Check four. Check four.
A first carry now for Kofani Muhammad. He'll be stopped short of the 25. The nice move couldn't free him. And they give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Now Gurley. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now here's the Panthers special teams unit to try a field goal for 3. On the left hash mark, this a 38-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So he splits the uprights and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
Let's go. Do it.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
At the 34-yard line.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Throwing, Winston. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Aaron Donald in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long.
56, right there, right there. Easy.
Winston. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with.
Here we go. Get the flag. 66. Pull it. Out. Watch twist. Watch it. Under 10. Under 10. 10. Tight dog. Watch twist. Let go.
They run out of the shotgun with Gurley. Tim Williams makes the tackle. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
At the 23-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
I got you. Zoom. Stay down. Crunch.
Now it's Jackson. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Tighten up.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got to jump here. They'll step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, partner, you know, defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
And the penalty helps, but not a whole lot. It's still 3rd and long.
Check. Go. Check. 49. Check 49. Watch twist.
Jackson from the shotgun. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone. The Bucs defense stiffens and pushes this to 4th down. And this one is right down Broadway. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. So the late turnover, that turns into 3 points.
Yeah, they were able to capitalize and get the 3 that you just mentioned. On the other side of the field, kicking themselves. You think they'll be talking about ball security in the locker room?
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. That'll be the first talking point. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'm going to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll run. This is Hunt. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway.
Let's go.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards the pickup there.
This is one of those plays that could go either way, but we've seen the influence of the college game now in the NFL, where we're seeing more and more of these plays run, and that one went for a big gain.
Let's go. 6 yards. 51. I got you. I got you. Go. You're all out, baby. Get this. You're all out. Check that.
Now Jackson on first down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Now he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Following the penalty, it's Gurley. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Here we go. Here we go. We can go to base. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Hey, defense. Hey, defense. Let's go. Over. Mike's 5-4. Watch the run. Watch the run. Mike's 54. Mike's set. Right.
Throwing on 2nd down. Jackson. Open man is Samuel. Complete. So he got free of one tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
On 3rd down, they'll run it with Gurley. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal.
First and goal at the 1-yard line.
Set. Hut. Hey, no one. Guys, stay. Let's go. He's coming. Double up. Double up. He's coming. Double up. Switch. Check the back. Watch the ass.
They'll try and push it in with Gurley. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that loss of yards there is not just on him. It's on the guys blocking for it. I mean, they're supposed to create some type of space or at least get a stalemate. They end up letting them through, and they ended up tackling them for a loss.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Now a give, right side. Muhammad. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play there, and they're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal.
51, Mike, 51. Watch the run. It's soft, baby. That's a baby soft. Shift. Check.
3rd and goal, Gurley. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Keep it up.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
It's our time. Safety's creeping.
On 1st and 10, Winston. He's got this one complete to Perriman. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Tight right. Hey. You got 3. 3 down. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Easy. Be ready. Hey, 5-0.
Winston now from the 50. And this is caught by Evans. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 32-yard line. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
On first down, punt, and he lost the football, and it's picked up by the Panthers, and they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the three-point.
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's...
And this throw will be intercepted. It's Devin White, the linebacker. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They'll start on the ground with Barber. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with second and a yard. They'll stay on the ground with Barber. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Hate to say it, but that play typifies what we've seen from this offense all game long.
Yeah, don't you think maybe you flip over your play sheet as the offensive coordinator and see the side that says try something different? You know, because this has not worked all game long. They continue to try and get it done. They've got to come up with something a little bit different. Try something special, something they haven't seen.
Anything to score a point. The Bucs on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4.
58, right over there, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Get up. Here we go, even.
Winston.
He's
That's caught. It's Peyton Barber. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one goes for 29 yards on third down. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
It's a 6-yard loss on the play, and it'll make this a 2nd and long.
Check 56. And watch your leg. Follow. 56. Mike, 56. Go. Turn up, night. 56. Where we go? 56.
From the gun, Winston. He completes it to Evans. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
The Bucs on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Working out of the gun, Winston. Able to find Switzer. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. What a game this defense continues to play, huh?
Yeah, they've been aggressive from the first snap, and they've controlled this ball game. But right now, if you're on the other side of the ball, you've got to match that aggressiveness. No points so far in this game. Moving the football, got to be that way to go against them.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Kareem Hunt with touchdown number 20 on the year as they are able to cut into that lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to...
Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. A very pivotal 2-point try that does not go their way. Now it's a big uphill battle for the rest of the 4th quarter.
The attempt was to try and make it a 1-score game, right? Touchdown, get 2, and now you've tied it up. Instead, they don't get it, still down 10.
And a pretty slick return there as he's up just shy of the 45-yard line.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at their 48-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
6 guys. Check 6 guys. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out. Check nickel. Go. You go tight. You got tight.
They'll run with Muhammad. They find some open field here. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 14 yards, good for a Panther first down. Getting toward the middle of the 4th quarter, and with that lead, they love runs like that.
And don't we spend a lot of time looking at the timeout situation, clock management, but it's really not going to matter much if they can't stop them. And right now, they're really struggling to get them on the ground.
Rush in. Check 37. Switch it. Alert 3.
Yet another carry here tonight for Gurley. The 20, 10, touchdown, Carolina. Todd Gurley with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Panthers, they widen their lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt, you need that difference maker lugging the rock.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
Check 50.
Jameis now on first down. He finds his target. It's Evans. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
To throw again on second down, Winston. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38.
Joker. Hey, check. Even. Easy. He's coming.
Jameis again. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Von Miller in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. To try again after the sack. Winston. And Winston lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. He finds his tight end, Howard. That's complete. That one good for 24 yards. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
A first down throw for Winston. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
A second down throw for Winston. Over the middle to Evans. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
To throw, Winston. Buying time to his left. Looking for Perriman there. He's got him. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot.
And it's intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.